All right, well, let's switch and see if this one, if it's doing it now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hopefully, maybe, because that would really suck to know that, yeah, I've been running it up, talking away, and whole time nobody could hear a thing. Because I turned the do not disturb on, nobody knew. Is it still no sound or is there sound? Okay, cool. So, anywho, as I digress and go back quickly through my story for you lovely folks that did bother to hang on for a little bit, even though you couldn't even hear what I was saying. Um, Wanting to be like my mom since she had a lot of jobs, and I was like, so clearly I'm gonna have a lot of jobs because that's what you do. You go work, you work hard, and you work harder than anybody else, and you make sure you're like doing your thing. So taking that in as a kid, I'm pretty sure this was like before I even started first grade that I was thinking of these things. So the beauty and curse of being um kind of smart, or at least thinking you're smart, is that you're too smart for your own britches. I've definitely heard that a time or two as a child for sure. And what that really looks like now in hindsight as an adult and as someone that does all the things that I do, being too smart for my own britches really meant me trying to grow up so fast. I missed out on opportunities to develop more creativity despite how much I may have already had, to learn how to be a child, to play, to get enjoyment and fulfillment out of playing, and to learn that life isn't just about hurrying up and getting jobs and trying to make money and trying to make or get other people to be and do a thing, but it was truly about how can you enjoy being in the present in this moment. So noticing that this pattern started and definitely connected to my strong friend, energy at such a young age. I always thought that my mom was a person that showed up for other folks too. Now, let's be real. Every human is not perfect, but there are things that I watched her do that I was like, I know undeniably I'm gonna have perfect attendance as long as I live in this woman's house. Hence, clearly, as soon as I didn't, that definitely changed. She's gonna always go to work no matter what. The place that she worked at when I was younger as a kid, it seemed like they never got snow days. I would stay getting snow days in school, and I would enjoy it and lay in the bed. But she would still get up and be working. And fast forward, since I am a recovering strong friend who does still try to do all the jobs, what you notice, and it sucks when you finally get to this point of recognizing this, is that you can keep doing all that stuff if you want to. You can get 50 million jobs and keep trading all your hours for dollars. So, like, literal, I work this hour, I get paid this many dollars, instead of looking at how can I give or be or do more in a way that doesn't require me to have to do it that way, and then start to notice that physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and relationally, you get burnt out. Strong friends do hit a brick wall, and hard. Once you hit that wall and realize I am at the collapse point and I can't actually do all these things anymore, it gets harder to look at. So, what am I still going to do? Because I can't continue to sustain the lifestyle in the way that I have been doing it. And when we look at PPs and you look at, are you playing and being productive? This is where you might want to reinvent or invite a little more play back into it. So when I say I'm here for the games, something that I've noticed that has been beneficial and works for more people than not. There's a lot of people that are very, what is it called? Um, Very much so motivated by winning or competition. So if you can find a way to gamify different aspects in your life, you put yourself in a position to start to move the needle and how you can do your PPs better in a way that actually works for you. And this is where you're taking that observation from your inner child. Like, yeah, if all the play that we do allows us to produce more things that we want to receive, experience, and do in life, then we're kind of winning. And that is factually so. So, how do you take your anxiety, your depression, your ADHD, and maybe even your trauma, and gamify how you use the things that you've learned from it to allow you more space to be productive, but in a way that gives room to more play also? You're not stuck in, all I have to do is work, work, work. But how can I do a little of this and do it in a way that's maybe different than I always do it? So I have fun doing it, for one. And then two, give my own self points, stickers, credits, or whatever it is you need. Oh, I'm putting this much money towards a this or that because I worked this hard on this thing. Um, Maybe it's you challenge a friend, like, hey, join me on this challenge. Will you walk with me? Will you promise to put up so much money with me? Can we grow our businesses together? Can we look at how many times we can drink water or keep our homes clean, or just any of the different things? And looking at, I'll use ADHD for an example. I know that it's not hard for me to bounce from one thing to another and keep ping ponging back and forth through different stuff. If I give myself a goal and a mission to gamify how my ADHD shows up, then I put myself in a position to look at, all right, we know we don't want to do these particular items, but if I do this task first, then that's going to give me more time to do this other thing that I really want to do. And then if I do the stuff I want to do, I can be so excited that I gave myself permission to do it that it makes it easier to do the rest of the stuff I don't want to do. So maybe washing dishes or I like folding clothes, but like putting laundry in so there are even clothes to fold. Hanging clothes, I don't like doing it. So I will gamify folding clothes by, let me hurry up and hang these clothes so I can actually do the part that I enjoy, which is folding. But making things more of a game instead of just another painful task that has to be done, that looks productive so far as the world is concerned. And being okay with, yeah, if I have to trick myself or play a game with myself to get things done that I actually need so I can show up in the ways I need to, why not? Why not make life funner for yourself? You already have experienced what it looks like to not have it be fun, to have it be painful, to be worn out, to overextend yourself. Why not make it? How many times can I say no to stuff I really don't want to go to or do and stick to it and not get FOMO and be comfortable with it? And for myself, probably have a party where I'm laid out in the bed. Whole time people are probably thinking she's probably out in the street somewhere doing who knows what. If that's what you believe, more power to you. Actually, 7 out of 10 times, I'm probably actually laying in bed only because I enjoy it, or I'm doing yoga, but I'm doing something that doesn't allow other people to occupy my time and space with things that I don't want to actually be doing in the moment. And that can change. So, because these things can change, this is where you start to look at the difference of, if your life is moving in a flow, how do you gamify it to keep the masculine component, the productivity part, and the feminine part where you nourish yourself and make sure you get the things you do need, and it works in a nice beautiful harmony that it literally looks just like a flow. So you do have the opportunity to PP on purpose, play and be productive, and allow all things to eventually feel like play when you move into that space of the work you do, if you are still working, the hobbies you engage in, the folks you choose to spend time with, the relationships you cultivate, the way you treat your body, the way you treat your mind, your family, your kids, all these different areas of life. When your PP is in a flow, you are absolutely integrating your masculine and feminine in a way that allows you to experience life as more pleasurable. So maybe it's triple P's, like you're being productive, you're playing, and you experience pleasure because you're doing it in a way that works for you. And you're keeping your own personal scoreboard in a way of how frequently can you experience pleasure or joy because of the choices you made and how you're showing up in the world, how consistently you've been able to do so. And if you're like, I ain't experienced no such thing like that ever in my life, then I invite you to come through at the end of this month on August 29th from 1 to 3 p.m. in Upland, California. Or, bing, 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 you can join on the internet too if you don't want to take that little travel over to Upland to come and learn how to play in real time by doing yoga, moving your body, having conversations about what you're dropping off at the door so you're not out here carrying a whole bunch of stuff that you don't even want to be carrying, and drop it off, We'll have some discussions. What do you want to pick up that you have to because it makes sense for your life? And maybe you figure out how to gamify that so it's not so painful. We'll be moving our bodies. We'll be having these conversations. And I'm inviting you to take a moment to disconnect from your real life so you can put it together on paper in a way that really makes sense for you. Go back into your real world. And now you got a couple of more tools or ways to go about playing on purpose that doesn't feel painful to you. You are in a position where, yeah, now I'm out here PPing like nobody's business. And for those that may have joined in later, that PPing is you're playing, you're being productive, and you're experiencing pleasure in the life that you have curated that creates the type of harmony of your masculine and feminine that really works for you. It's not for pretend, it's not for show, it's not for the internet even. It's you getting to experience life in a way that really works for you. And doing so because you gave yourself permission to consult with that inner child whose only job in business was to be playing, not to be trying to govern some adult's life, but what things have you learned from them? What things are you taking into how you're doing life now? And then what do you want to do moving forward after you have this little 2 hour disconnect to make sure that you're not going right back to the exact same way you were right before you walked into the room. Like I said, you can join in person or online, but more importantly, I care that you have the opportunity to be a greater version of yourself because you learned how to triple P better. So now it's not PP, it's triple P. You learned how to play, you learned how to be productive, and you learned how to experience pleasure and joy in the midst of all of it to the extent of gamifying life and making it fun for you makes it a heck of a lot easier to now be looking at, all right, probably could keep doing this. And I could keep doing this because I have real tools that I can take that work for my life in real time right now to have more fun on purpose, to not take myself so serious that I'm out here butt hurt when things don't go right, but also I'm still getting a whole bunch of stuff done in my mission or journey in life, whether it's to help people or whatever that looks like, especially for all you strong friends who are learning to retire, your strong friend status. You get to be more you on purpose. You say yes to the things that are hell yeses, and the no's come effortlessly with no FOMO, no guilt, no harm. And then you're waking up like, man, what other cool things would I like to do with myself? Because I'm only doing stuff that makes sense for me in the first place. So, I would like to thank y'all for showing up today, for holding a little space, for rocking with me, for exploring what it's like to be here for the games, to make life such a fun game that you can't help but to keep winning at it. And you can always redefine it in a way that works for you. Um, and then see how much more joy and pleasure you can have after that. Like, what's the funnest every single day can be? How can every day you have more fun than you had the day before? Is life gonna like offer some stuff and do some things? Most definitely. And some stuff you're gonna be like, first of all, if I got time today, you can. Or you can look at where would I be able to best use my energy if I didn't put it in this place for this reason in this moment? How fast can I go from I got time today to I'm absolutely going to use it in a way that feels best for me. It's an option and you definitely have choices on how you can go about doing it, but I invite you to triple P as much as you can. Play, be productive, and make it a game if you need to so you can experience the most pleasure possible in your life. So unless there's any questions, thoughts, or concerns, I would venture to say thank y'all so much for spending a little time with me. And I absolutely look forward to seeing all you lovely folks later on in this month, either in person or online at this event. And I can't wait for y'all to disconnect to reconnect to yourself and put play into action in real life, real time. So, y'all have an amazing day or night. That's right, it is evening time. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I look forward to seeing y'all later. And we'll see how long it takes me to end all the different streams and how many buttons I do or don't press as usual. Mhm.